Recently I started hiking a lot in the forest, and I have a traditional hiking boot for those sorts of hiking trail activities when I'm not using my Primus trails to say go for a run on trails. But when I started to go for much longer hikes, these old hiking boots suddenly revealed their true colours, and the reason for why I moved out of heeled shoes of any description many years ago. So I started looking around for a minimalist boot, which is pretty hard to find. Now, Vivobarefoot make a hiking boot called a tracker, but I wanted to try something different than the sole of the tracker, which mimics the firm ground trail, and I settled on this. These are the Scott 2 Ecos, the obsidian textile boot. Let's take a look around. It's a lace up, so which is good. It means I can get a nice tight feel around the ankle when I lace up. It's super flexible sole. That's pretty standard across the Vivo range, but this one more so even than the Primus trails. It's got a hexagonal patented sole, which is a different construction than the Primus trail, and it's stitched into the boot. So over time, the stitched sole, as opposed to a glued sole, should be tougher or wear better over time. So these guys are, as I mentioned, they're lace-ups, they're water resistant, and they're 100% leather-free. So they're made from recycled materials, or PET, so repurposing plastic waste into a boot, which is pretty exciting. They've got that sticky rubbery sole, which is a different construction to the Primus trail, and I'll see how that goes over time. Now, inside the boot, it has like a padded collar, and it's insulated. It's well stitched, and the whole boot feels like it's well constructed and well made, so that's a good sign. What I'd completely forgotten about with Vivo shoes is they sell these thermal inner soles separately. This comes standard with the Eco, but you get a different kind of an inner sole with the Primus trail. There's a layer of insulating foil in here, as you can see, which is going to give me a great deal more thermal protection from the cold and damp underfoot when I'm out in the forest. When I got these shoes on, they felt instantly comfortable. I had plenty of room in the toe box. I'm going to be wearing extra or thicker socks with these shoes as I hike, so the extra room will be welcomed. I'm a 43 in the Primus trail, and this is a 43 in the Eco boot, so they feel very comparable. As I mentioned, super comfortable. It does not feel like I need to walk these shoes in. They feel like they've been pre-worn in somehow. Of course they're not. They're brand new shoes out of the box, but they feel like they're ready to go. I'm not going to get or experience, I don't think, blisters on the trail wearing these shoes in. Super flexible, super warm, extremely comfortable. So I'm pretty happy with this shoe so far. So what am I trading out of? Well, I'm trading out of a traditional hiking boot, which I've just carried around for those times when I go for a longer hike. But this time around, when my hikes are much longer than they've ever been before on a regular basis, I suddenly revisited the reason why I moved out of heeled shoes altogether. These are rigid, heavy constructions, massive lugs. There's no flexibility in the sole. My posture felt awful after 4 or 5 kilometers. My calves started to really hurt, and I'm like, I've got to find something different. When you put these shoes side by side, you can pretty much see pretty instantly what's going on here. We have a rigid hiking boot with a rigid sole that's not very flexible. Obviously, it's a heeled shoe, as compared to a light, flexible, minimalist shoe that allows me to have really great ground contact. So hopefully my posture will maintain its equilibrium and uprightness, my contact to the floor of the forest will be better, and I'm going to really enjoy walking in these shoes.